We are honored today to be with Kurt Coffey. Kurt is Vice President of Case IH for North America, and somebody that a lot of folks in the listening area will know. Kurt's son of Gary, Mr. and Mrs. Gary Coffey at Kansas in Coles County, and local boy makes good, and we're happy. How's your dad and mom? I think things going on the home farm?
Just a correction, they're from Ashmore, Illinois.
Ashmore,
That's 4 whole miles west of
okay.
Kansas.
I will.
Sorry to correct you on your show. They're doing well. Dad says hi. Crops look pretty good.
Great.
We were dry early, but hoping to have a lot because commodity prices are a little bit lower than we were anticipating. But anyway, he sends his hellos. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Give him a hug for me.
I will.
All right. Kurt, you've got a lot of responsibility for a major part of the machinery industry. How do you describe the farm equipment industry today?
The industry today requires a lot of balance and resilience. We've been on complete highs. Since COVID, 21, 22, 23 have been very strong, supported by commodity prices and strong yields. 24 is still a pretty good year, but we're starting to see stress because, corn is in the mid-3s and beans are in the mid-9s. And so we are a big piece of the business. As you said, I appreciate the comment. We're trying to become a larger piece of the business by improving market share, improving our performance, but we're staying very balanced, playing the long game. Right? Case IH has been here 180 years, and there have been a lot of challenges, pandemics, wars, cycles. We're going into a new cycle, and we're staying very balanced so that we're sustainable at Case IH and here at CNH.
Okay. You must be doing that. Some other companies are getting some negative publicity now and then, but apparently you're still, your investors, the investment world is still happy with you.
Yeah, I won't get into the investment world and, opine on competitors. I think that's below the belt, I guess, to use the term. We're very focused, like I said, on being resilient and durable. If there was a market where we were in business together, Stu, and we sold cars, and we always sold 100 cars, but we went into a year where we were selling 70 cars, you and I, because we're smart, we would manage our supply chain, our resources, and our people towards 70 cars. And that's what you're seeing at a macro level in the market. Again, we're just maintaining balance and a strict focus on operational excellence, because as markets change, you have to be clean. And I'm really proud of the team because we're running a really tight ship and a clean ship as we're working in 350, 360 corn, something like that. So
at least I know the farmers would be happy with you knowing those prices of corn and soybeans, particularly when some equipment.
I'm not happy to share these prices.
Well, no, but at least your awareness of it, they're going to say, well, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You've got new equipment on the lot. You've got new technology. You've got some new platforms, some things that are attracting people here.
Yeah, and can I throw a curveball?
Sure.
I had some questions yesterday about equipment and sales and a lot of new stuff, and we'll get there. But we also don't want to be, sterile, indifferent, or tone deaf. And so many customers may come up and say, wow, this is amazing, all new platform, AF10, which we'll talk about next. But we also are rolling up our sleeves saying, we understand you typically buy every year or two, but they're going to defer, perhaps, because of economics. Let's talk about uptime guarantees. Let's talk about parts and service kits. Let's talk about how we offer extended warranty, best-in-class warranty, actually. We have base warranty at 3 years. Extended warranties up to 5 years on our model year 25 Magnums, to use an example. And so sometimes we're not just sitting here saying, hey, buy our brand new AF10, but sometimes looking at the customer and being their reliable partner to help them maybe keep their combine another year, but upgrade it with some performance kits. And I used to be the head of CNH Parts and Service, so I'm a parts guy. So I'm kind of like throwing back to my old days, but I think that's important because the farmer sees our view is more of partnership versus just buy a new combine every year. And of course, we would love to sell new combines to everybody, but we also have to be very honest with ourselves that we're adaptable during different economic times.
A lot of trade coming in dealerships and things like that because of those facets.
Yeah, I think back to my comment earlier on, I don't know if I said balance or stewardship, but when you look at the life cycle of new sales and the used that comes in, sometimes that takes 2, 3, even 4 trades to work through the dealer's balance sheet. So we leaned in pretty heavy. I don't know if you're familiar with lean, but I'm a lean practitioner. some of our lead measures and our lean practices. So I use lean tools to manage the commercial side of the business as well. Some of our lean tools showed lead indicators where we needed to assist and pay attention to used last year, all right, because we knew it was coming from some of our metrics. And sorry, I just got distracted. But we started leaning in, helping dealers with additional support on pool funds to help with used and a number of other things as early as last year, Q3. So yeah, used is something that impacts balance sheets, and we're watching it and working with our dealers as partners. But we've been applying that medicine now for quite some time. It's not a surprise, I guess, to be very succinct. You wanted to touch on some of the new platforms,
Well,
perhaps.
as long as we're going here, what sort of challenges do you see coming in the offing? Is the farm economy or the U.S. economy or tax plans for the government? Do we see a lot of things that are going to be shifting and pulling and pushing on your industry?
Yeah, I won't predict economics. I don't know where the market's going, so we know where it's at, and we'll deal with those headwinds. I think two things top of mind. I spent a lot of time in D.C. I mean, the Farm Bill extension we're working under right now is troubling. We run out of funding and extension here at the end of the year, so whatever happens, beyond the elections, whatever happens going into next year, I think the customer base, the farmer, needs to know that the ag side of the Farm Bill has provisions for the safety net. I think that's top of mind. I also think within that, accelerated bonus depreciation under Section 179, this year is at 60%. So these two things in the macro, I think, are top of mind. I think our customer base, I think our partners across ag should take action with their local representatives. Those two plus, just what happens with general economics, I would say would be at the macro level, top of mind for us at Case IH.
Okay. Your equipment is generating interest, and I know because the conversation that we had last down in Louisville about the new combine AF11, I think it was.
Sir. Yes, sir.
It got 50,000 hits on my YouTube channel.
On your YouTube channel.
That 50,000 that nobody ever watches.
That's because we're handsome.
I might have 20 or 30 over a month, but suddenly we had 50,000, and it just blew me away. So people were interested. I'm hoping that half of those people bought the combine, and so you must be doing pretty good.
We're doing okay. Yesterday all day we did a social media influencer of it and then traditional trade. And I had a lot of questions about Case IH really showed up, not just with an all-new AF 910, which is right below the AF 11, but we also completely upgraded our Steiger platform, which is our largest and biggest portfolio if you want to use a profit pool. And so somebody made the comment, you guys are continuing to invest even in the downturn, and I would say that's correct. Seasons come, seasons go. And our investments, it isn't really the dollars you spend in investments, it's the return on the investment. And if you just walk the lot, you're going to see a lot of technology return. I mean, we've invested in the Raven. We're really getting integrated on the technology stack, and we're starting to really see the fruit pop on those trees. We planted the seed 2 years ago. But then across the hardware, you're seeing almost a facelift across the entire platform. And I don't get into competitive walkarounds, but I think that if you juxtapose that to what you see around the show, we feel like we're winning. And I know it's not a beauty contest, but we like to win that visceral walkthrough. So, sorry, I'll get coached on that one later.
Some delightful conversation with Kurt Coffey, Vice President of Case IH of North America.
Thanks, Stu.
And tell your folks hello.
I will.